slated to go. Starting on the pole in car number 10, the Route 6 Automall Kia machine out of Rioux, Mass. It's going to be Chris Gomes. Outside of Gomes from South Attleboro, the Southeastern Hardwood Floors, M&M Home Improvement, Lemires Collision Center, Diamond Hill Auto and Truck Repair Machine. It is the Axman, Steve Axon.
Making up row number 2 to the inside from Rehoboth, Mass. The COD Heating Service, K. Rotundo Enterprises, number 1 car of Ed Perry. And to the outside in the number 54 machine out of Westport, Mass. The Lambert Bros Racing, Helgers, South Coast Power Equipment car of Colby Lambert.
3 rows back on the inside from Swansea, Mass. The CB Museum Historical Foundation, Row Marine Boats, Auto Mix of Swansea, car number 12. It is Doug Benoit. And outside of Doug, from Middletown, Rhode Island, the Lobster Pot. CBD Real Newport.com, car number 16. From Middletown, Rhode Island, it's Jim Sylvia.
4 rows back on the inside from Rehoboth, Mass. The Peter Andrews Construction, State Line Auto Brokers, number 3 car of Chris Rioux. And to his outside, it's the Zero Machine from Pasco, Rhode Island. The RLS Performance, Rhode Island Recovery of Chad Baxter.
Single digits in row number 5 on the inside. Your defending Sportsman champion, driving the Taylor's Garage. Springville Memory Care, Johnson Racing Engines, car number 4 from Smithfield. It's Craig, Captain Fun Pianka. And outside of Captain Fun in the number 5, the Carreri Collision. 401 Asphalt, International Paving, FH Machine, car number 5 out of West Warwick, Rhode Island. It's Randy Moretti.
6 cars back on the inside. It's the Chain Gang from Assonet, Mass. With Brian Hill Farms Excavating and Nice Plumbing and Heating on the car. The 57 of Adam Pettey. And to his outside, the number 19, your season opener, feature winner here in 2023 from Coventry, Rhode Island, the RLS Performance, Runham Racks Billiards of Ryan Lineham.
Plainville, Mass. is the hometown for our lucky 13th starter, the Paul Davis Restoration. Next Level Tribute in Stone, car number 18, it's Caleb Marcoux. And outside of Caleb, from Warwick, Rhode Island, driving the Union Fence, Lalia's Garage, Victory Wraps and Graphics, car number 69. From Warwick, it's Don Perry.
15 cars back out of Westport, Mass. It's the Pit Stop Performance, Vera's Housekeeping, number 97 of Tyler Almeida. And in the 16th spot, the number 27 car from Rockland, Mass. It's Nick Wood.
The number 85 rolls off 17th on the grid from Taunton, Mass. It's Cameron Balmain. And outside of Cameron, in car number 9 from Providence, Rhode Island. In car number 9, the Town Line Service and Towing, Rhode Island Battery Exchange Machine for Dane Saratelli.
Starting in the 19th spot, the number 56 machine of Andy Gillis, and to his outside, it's the number 95 in the fabulous Pit Stop Performance from Cumberland, Rhode Island. It's Mark Healy. And starting scratch on the field in the 8 car from Johnston, Rhode Island. With Elmwood Auto Service and Lemire's Collision Center, it's the number 8 ski of Crystal Saradinsky.
Well, want to send happy birthday out to Hannah, celebrating from the Corner Crew. Happy birthday, Hannah. Thank you for spending your Saturday night here at the Action Track of the East. Ready to go when they come back around. 25 laps for the most exciting racing you will find at any racetrack anywhere. You've got the 10 of Chris Gomes, the 04 of Steve Axon, ready to have at it at the top of the field, looking for the green off the corner. There it is, and Axon shoots out. Looks like a rocket, and this one is coming back a little bit too quick.
Back over, ready to give it another go. This time through turn 3 and 4 they come.
Try it one more time, Gomes and Axon. This time, nice and even. There's a green. And again, Axon gets a great hole shot, but that was the 10 of Gomes. I think he missed a shift on the start. And Axon shoots out, leads the charge 3 wide already. The 16 of Sylvia getting caught up top and backsliding already.
Yeah, still up on that third groove, trying to make it stick. Battles all over the place right now. You got the 10 of Chris Gomes working his way past Chad Baxter for second. And just behind them, you have Eddie Perry smoking coming behind. Cars getting together. Torn bumper work. That's Randy Moretti suffering some carnage here early on. Cars still rolling in the right direction, and we remain green.
Down the backstretch they go. Keep your eyes deep in the pack. The 19 of Lineham and the 5 of Moretti deep in the field after getting caught up behind a slower car. Up front, Axon is pulled away from the field to battle for second. Here comes the 54 of Colby Lambert down on the inside, looking for some running room underneath Chris Gomes. All of a sudden, the 0 of Baxter, the 1 of Perry, they put their cars into the fight down into turn number 1.
Steve Axon setting sail, 15-car length advantage for him. The battle for second, though, rages on. That's Colby Lambert at the point of that battle. Chad Baxter second in line. Chris Gomes holding fourth right now, and Eddie Perry rounds out your top 5 car around. That's the number 97 of Tyler Almeida getting tagged as they exit turn 2. Yellow out immediately as that number 97 machine comes to rest on the infield grass of turn 2. 5 complete here as Steve Axon watches his lead evaporate instantaneously, and the rest of his competitors.
Ethan Heilborn, who just graduated this year, so congratulations, Ethan. Ethan, competitor in our sport truck division. You know, it's always fun when they make it out to the real world and find out that Mom and Dad don't pay all the bills all the time.
Then Caleb Marcoux, another one of our drivers here, graduating high school, getting ready to ship off to the NASCAR Technical Institute come fall time.
Field is set, looking for the green off of 4. Steve Bowden lets him loose with the green flag. As we get back underway, Steve Axon, Colby Lambert battling down into turn number 1. Axon with a half a car length over Lambert, working that outside lane as they roll down into 3 and 4. Baxter sits third. They're stacked up for 4th. 3 wide off the corner. Pettey down to the inside. Pianka up top. Gomes in the middle as they hit turn 1. Trouble for Marcoux as he does a 360 off of 4. Keeps it rolling. We stay green. And look at Pettey down on the inside. 3 wide. And Gomes is to chase it up the racetrack.
3 wide battling continuing. Perry, to his detriment, as to shuffle back, able to slide it back down on the inside, just in front of Benoit, Doug Benoit. That's about 8 cars back off the lead. Meanwhile, just ahead of them, Ryan Lineham inside position of Chris Rioux. Side-by-side battles all around. Adam Pettey working his way through the field in 4th with a front row seat to Chad Baxter. And the 54 of Colby Lambert.
That battle for second now becomes 3 wide. Pettey throws it down on the inside. Lambert in the middle with Baxter on the outside as they head down the back straightaway. Baxter trying to wind up that top lane as they come off the corner. Pettey gets the advantage. Baxter settles in behind, and Pettey moves up into the number 2 spot.
Adam Pettey makes haste through the field of Sportsman tonight. He finds himself in second, looking to chase down Steve Axon, who again is able to grow a healthy lead over his competitors. Adam Pettey being chased down by Craig Pianka, who is to the inside of Colby Lambert as they unwind off of 2. Chad Baxter sitting in the 5-hole as Chris Gomes fending off a challenge from Ryan Lineham. Those 2 cars sitting in 6th and 7th before a little bit of a gap to Chris Rioux in 8th.
A dozen laps complete as Steve Axon sets the pace, trying to keep that distance between he and Adam Pettey. Let's check the distance, 1.611. This time at the halfway, it's 1.559. It's closing little by little. Can Steve Axon continue this pace? Last week, broke a motor. This week, strong up at the top of the leaderboard as he rolls down into turn number 3.
Adam Pettey is real hooked up tonight, folks. He's able to step away from Craig Pianka, starts to eat into the Steve Axon lead a little bit. 15 car lengths that time by. Craig Pianka giving chase. He's about 7 car lengths off the tail of Adam Pettey. First battle on track is for 4th. That's Chad Baxter with Colby Lambert hard on his heels.
And all of a sudden, Ryan Lineham throws his number 19 into that battle. He is up to 6 all over Colby Lambert as they hit turn number 1. Baxter sits in the 4th spot. A car length back to the 54. And here comes Lineham down to the inside of Lambert, down into turn number 3. gets the run, gets the spot, sets his sights on the zero of Baxter as he's now up into the top 5.
8 laps remaining, and Steve Axon starts to close in on the tail of the field. Caleb Marcoux in the 18 Paul Davis machine is the first in that pecking order as Steve Axon carves through turn 2. Still with the healthy lead over Adam Pettey. That number 57 chain gang machine starting to cool off just a little bit. Can Craig Pianka make a run for the second spot? Cars continuing to circulate, the old conveyor belt action as the leaders continue to catch the tail of the field. Leaders starting to space out quite a bit, about equal distance from first to second, as is second to third. Chad Baxter starting to step away as Carl around high off of turn 2.
I believe that's a 16 of Jimmy Silva. Or maybe
Could
not.
be Cameron Bailman in the 85.
You know what? The old eyes aren't just what they used to be.
No, that is the 16 of... That is the 16. He changed his numbers to white this year. So the little, I talk about a lot of the variables from the off season, and paint schemes certainly for us is one of them. And boy, we got a good set of good-looking cars. Still a lot of fresh-looking cars out there. It's early enough in the season, but that was Pepe Silvia going around high off of turn 2 as that action was really starting to get spread out. You had cars pretty much equidistant around every inch of this track, which is always fun to see. Working like a what? Equidistant. Equidistant? Equal distance?
Is that a made-up word?
Equally separated in space.
You know, we got a linguistic up here.
Yeah, hardly. Well, you know, they're not equidistant anymore because we're going to have an 8-lap, that's a 6-lap sprint to the finish. For the second time tonight, Steve Axon's lead, hard-earned lead, has been evaporated. And if Adam Pettey can replicate what he was doing earlier on tonight, Steve Axon's going to have a handful on the outside here.
Field is set, 19 laps complete, clinch green flag being ready to be given to the field. Axon, the Bristol Toyota pace truck, pulls down to the infield, and we are ready to go when they come back around. 6 laps, 2 miles to settle this one in. Can Axon hold on? They come off of 4. There's a green flag back underway. Pettey trying to give him fits down into 1. Look at Pianka knock on the back door off of 2.
Steve Axon holds strong for now. Adam Pettey, though, not giving an inch as he's able to remain level. Little high off of 4 gives way for Axon to try and clear himself. Meanwhile, just behind him, Craig Pianka hard to the inside of Chad Baxter. Meanwhile, Ryan Lineham looks for the inside. 3 wide in at 3. Ryan Lineham sends it in as Craig Pianka gets split, eaten up by the RLS Motorsports team. Now Colby Lambert gets into the action. 6 of those to the inside of Craig Pianka, 3 wide.
Off the corner they come. Baxter continues to wind up that outside lane. Pianka sits in the center. Lambert down low, a little bit of contact. Kicks it back open. Baxter way high off of turn number 4. Gathers it back in, but settles in behind the Ford Pianka. Lambert down to the inside to be 2 laps to go. This time at the stripe. Axon has a car length advantage with Pettey on his tail off of 4. Lineham sits third. Battle for 5th right now between the 10 of Gomes, the 4 of Pianka, side by side. Pianka looking for a way down to the inside. White flag out, final time. They slide off of turn number 4, and Steve Axon looking to bounce back for a broken engine last Sunday. Rolls it into 3 and 4. Checkered flag high in the air. Steve Axon backs up last week with a win. Second place to Adam Pettey. Third going to Ryan Lineham. 2 podium finishes for those 2 drivers, with Colby Lambert and Chris Gomes rounding out the top 5. The opening seemed to struggle at first, but then all of a sudden they started to open up for you.
Yeah, we got bobbled up at the beginning, and I'm happy for Steve for winning. He had a blew an engine last week, so happy for him. He's a good veteran in this division and a good clean driver, and yeah, I mean, we're all fighting the new pavement and setups with the cars, and you know, thanks to Seekonk for doing it and you know, upgrading, giving us a place to race. And I got to thank Richard Emily Sprague, RLS Performance, for giving me the ride, and on to next week.
Congratulations, great third place. for Adam Pettey up on the podium, and just need that little bit more to get to where Steve is tonight.
Yeah, car was going good for sure. We had a good car all day, and I don't know, the last 5 laps it seemed to tighten up a little bit on me, but it was a good run. I had a lot of fun coming through the pack, and good racing.
Bunch of people you want to thank for getting you back up on the podium for the second week.
Yeah, my Uncle Dean, my dad, Mike, Chris, my girlfriend for dealing with it, and everyone else. There's a bunch of people that come out and help us, and it all matters. My own company, Pettey Auto Salvage, and my uncle's company, Brian Hill Farms. We're funding this, and it all helps.
Congratulations, great runner-up finish. Well, the old adage is 8 cylinders are better than none. Last week you left it all out on the track, literally. Yes. Tonight, figuratively.
Yeah, well, these guys are all running for a championship. They all got fast cars, and once that caution came out, I was like, oh no, we're going to have to do some battling, which we got really slick, but it looked like so did they. So I don't blame them. They're running for a championship, and we're just happy that the motor stayed together. It's got about 40 laps on it. We put it in Wednesday night, so this is all about my crew and my engine builder. Without him, Sunday I left, and on the way home, I was like, you know what? I'm going to Maine. I'm just taking some time. Nope, I'll have another motor for you ready Wednesday. I'm like, no, you don't have to do that. So this is for Eddie, my crew. Without the guys, I think I spent more money feeding them this week than we probably won right now. So they've been at the house every night. Some of the nights I told them, no, stay home, do something with your wives or your girlfriends. Like, this car is not that important. But without them, this would have never happened. And happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Finally, somebody who said it. I didn't have to egg them. Congratulations. Welcome back to Victory Lane. How about a round of applause for our top four, ladies and gentlemen? Third place,